some questions. Here we go.
Ellen DeGeneres is incredibly charming, warm, and funny on her daytime talk show, The Ellen DeGeneres Show, which has been on the air for more than 15 years. Her sweet nature puts her guests at ease, even when she asks them uncomfortable questions about things like their dating lives, or whether or not they're pregnant. It makes it so much easier to forgive her when she scares the daylight out of her guests on stage, backstage, and everywhere else she can. DeGeneres is so friendly and lovable that even when she's being a little shady, you can't help but get behind her. Unfortunately, even DeGeneres' quick wit, humor, and laid-back demeanor couldn't salvage these awkward moments. From Kanye West's seemingly endless raving, to Jessica Simpson's incoherent babbling, from Ryan Seacrest's bizarre misunderstanding over bingo markers, to a thieving guest and an ungrateful college student, some of these segments are more cringeworthy than comedical. If you enjoy the video, or if you're a fan of Ellen, make sure to leave a like, and also don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon for notifications about future videos. Singer Jessica Simpson gave an interview with DeGeneres in May of 2017 that was such a train wreck the hostess couldn't keep a straight face. She began the interview slurring, sounding slightly out of breath, insisting that she wasn't pregnant because she had an IUD. Oh, don't worry, it gets worse from there. She discussed mermaids not being allowed to pee on her children. Seriously, that was actually a thing. The definition of manhandling, and the duration of her relationship and marriage with Eric Johnson, which she estimated to be more than 7 years. Well, maybe. Then Simpson announced that her longest relationship ever has been with a woman, but not in that way. She discussed her billion-dollar fashion empire, pointing out that if she can do it, anybody can do it, and mentioned that her husband may or may not have given her massages in his sleep. Of course, DeGeneres broke the fourth wall several times to give that Jim Halpert-style stare at the audience. But ever merciful, she eventually cut to commercial to put Simpson and the audience out of their respective miseries.
We'll have to look it up. Okay.
And I have to play it for you because I think you'll be impressed.
I would be impressed if you've written 38 songs.
I'm impressed with myself.
Yeah, well, you should be. All right, we're going to take a break.
DeGeneres confronted Caitlyn Jenner about her conservative views on same-sex marriage in a September 2015 sit-down that forced the transgender activist to later clarify her opinions. "I'm a traditionalist," Jenner told DeGeneres. "I kinda like tradition, and it's always been a man and a woman. And as time goes on, I think about a lot of people on this issue have really changed their thinking here to, I don't ever want to stand in front of anybody's happiness. That's not my job, okay? If that word, marriage, is really, really important to you, I can go with it." DeGeneres, who is in fact married to a woman, gently pointed out, obviously marriage is an important word, because marriage is marriage and equality is equality. So we want the same word everyone else has. After the episode aired, Jenner wrote on her website, "Like many people, there was a time where I didn't realize how important it is for gay couples to have their right to be married. But after hearing from my gay friends and learning more about their hardships they faced because of discrimination, it became clear to me that everyone should be able to marry the person they love."
Are you going to date men, women? What are you doing?
This is, and we deal with it in our show, a tremendous issue in the trans community. For me, I'm at such a different place in life. I already have too many children. Just kidding.
In a September 2015 segment of Never Have I Ever, DeGeneres played the game with Wanda Sykes and David Arquette, whose fans worried had fallen off the wagon in his appearance. Arquette admits in one part of the game that he has been drunk before noon and says making love on a beach results in shafting. Ouch. He giggles throughout the segment and asks DeGeneres to cut one of his remarks, a suggestion that she quickly shuts down. Following the interview, fans expressed concerns for Arquette on Twitter, with one writing, via Daily Mail, watching #Ellen. "My sister and I are trying to determine whether or not David Arquette is high or just freaking weird, and we never knew it." Another tweeted, "At the Ellen Show, Wanda Sykes looks beautiful on your show today. But what is up with David Arquette? Awkward." A rep for Arquette later insisted that his Ellen appearance was no big deal, telling the Daily Mail, "That's just David. He always has a lot of fun on our show, and if you look at any other clips from the show, it's pretty much the same. That's just his personality."
Never have I ever had sex on the beach.
God, what? Let's cut that part.
At some point, the world is going to regret making Ellen DeGeneres the unofficial gatekeeper of viral child stars. In March 2013, she invited Kyle Langer to her show for the first time. This cutie rocked a fedora and semi-sang Bruno Mars's hit, Grenade. It was cute the first time. 5 months later, Langer returned to perform Mars's ballad, When I Was Your Man. It was the same shtick. In April 2014, he covered Katy Perry's Roar. In November of 2014, he sang Mars's Marry You. In January 2015, it was Uptown Funk with Mars himself. That could have been the grand finale, but no. In November of 2015, Langer returned to the show to perform The Weeknd's catchy ode to cocaine, Can't Feel My Face. And for Valentine's Day in 2017, Ed Sheeran joined him to serenade DeGeneres with Thinking Out Loud. While he's precious and passionate, he's not exactly gifted in vocals. So watching him to perform, and watching the audience indulge him, grew more and more uncomfortable the older he got. Here's hoping DeGeneres treats him to some vocal lessons, or to give all of this up before Langer gets to junior high.
Honey, your soul could never grow. Oh, let's evergreen.
Pop star Katy Perry appeared on The Ellen Show in 2017 to play Will You Marry Me, a version of Would You Rather. Before the game even began, the singer whined, "Do I have to get married again?" "You weren't married," DeGeneres tells her, to which Perry replies, "I was, when I was 25. It's been a long time, honey. No wrinkles, no lines." DeGeneres, still in disbelief, quips, "You were married? To who?" "To Russell Brand," Perry whispers. "Oh, that's right, I forgot about Russell," DeGeneres says, giggling. "You gave me some wedding gifts on this show," Perry tells her. Visibly wanting to change the subject, Perry then makes scissor motions with her hands to the producers behind the scenes in an effort to cut the segment, but to no avail. Once the game actually starts, Perry is the awkward one, often yelling frantically about the guy she would have kissed in her past. Her actual sit-down interview with DeGeneres isn't easier to watch. It's safe to assume that this entire episode was exhausting for viewers, and likely didn't help poor Perry's record sales for witness.
Do I have to get married?
Answer.
Again!
You're not married.
Remember Nicole Kidman's bizarre clapping at the 2017 Academy Awards? DeGeneres sure did, and she wouldn't let the Oscar winner get away with not discussing the viral moment on her show. "I don't clap like that. I do not clap like that," Kidman insists, with chuckles, as producers played the moment on a giant screen behind her. "That is a weird lens. Okay, can you get that off?" "The lens didn't do it to anybody else's fingers," DeGeneres pointed out. "How can you make noises like that? You're not even really clapping." Kidman explains, "Because I borrowed. It's the Cinderella thing. You borrow these expensive jewels, and I'm like, I must not damage these diamonds because I have to give them back at midnight. And so I'm clapping, like that. And they went back beautifully intact, not a scratch on them. 'Cause Keith's like, do not damage the diamonds." She then applauses perfectly normal and says, "I've worked on it."
Did you know ahead of time that you clapped in a different way?
I don't clap like I do not clap like that.
Well,
that
why-
is a weird lens.
No.
But
In that same episode, Kidman perfectly shades fellow guest and Food Network star Giada De Laurentiis. The ladies begin making artichoke, which they roll into balls. De Laurentiis asks DeGeneres, "Have you ever made these kind of balls?" To which DeGeneres breaks the fourth wall and just stares at the crowd for laughs. De Laurentiis then asks Kidman if she's ever made any balls, to which Kidman rolls her eyes and quips, "This is a family-friendly show." Moments later, De Laurentiis is incredibly impressed with Kidman's ball rolling, yelping, "Look, the woman who can't cook made the perfect ball." When it's time to actually cook the balls, Kidman asks De Laurentiis where the timer is and rolls her eyes when De Laurentiis informs that there is no timer. Kidman shades her again when molding the dough, announcing with a pointed look, "There's many great cooks in the audience, aren't there?"
Now roll it. Have you
Well,
ever
why didn't I-
made any kind of ball
Balls?
before?
No, I'm not.
It's Nicole. Have you made meatballs or anything? Just look. Go ahead. Oh boy.
this is a family-friendly show.
In a June 2017 segment designed to see just how honest her studio audience is, DeGeneres cut several would-be thieves. Here's how it worked. DeGeneres set up a table with free swag and a sign that read, "Please pick one item to commemorate your visit. Only one per person, please, taking anything extra." A bit later, Nancy returns with one of the stolen items and swaps it out for a hat, but she has no idea that she's being filmed. When the show begins, DeGeneres rewards one of the audience members with a free hat for their honesty. then calls out Nancy. Nancy stammers, "My sister couldn't come," so that was her souvenir. A lot of people's sisters couldn't come, DeGeneres replies. "I like that you like the product so much that you wanted to give one back for your sister. But when you're going to Costco, you're the person who always goes trick-or-treating when nobody's home. You just take the bowl. Let that be a lesson to you. You think nobody's watching you, and just because you wanted to be a good person." DeGeneres then made Nancy sit in the Ellen jail on stage. Ouch. Well, that's it for this video. We hope you enjoyed. The comment section is all yours. Hit the like and subscribe button to this channel and also press the bell icon for more interesting videos.